Today, in our session, we are going to talk about the documentary filmmaking, how we can create, real stories, and how we can portray to the world through the film. So, digitalizing our research, our academic work is very important in current times when the world is transformed by a digital, has converted into a digital world. So today, the topic of our presentation, our session will be the art of documentary, crafting stories from reality. So the key components in this documentary filmmaking will be the script writing, the technical aspect of the filmmaking, how we can use the camera, how we can control the light, how we can record the better sound quality, better sound, a good quality sound, and obviously how we can capture the emotions of the story. So first of all, we need to understand what is a documentary. Actually, documentary for me is the creative treatment of actuality, because whenever you plan to record real things or factual things, it would be better as a filmmaker for you to present those facts in a creative manner. And when you treat your script in a creative manner, then the impact would be very gigantic impact. So a documentary is a non-fiction film, is a factual film. Documentary is a non-state event. You cannot stage the documentary. On opposite to documentary, when we talk about the fiction film, you always try to stage the events. You always try to create the events. You always try to to create fictional, imaginary concepts and ideas. So that's why there's a big difference. The difference is the reality between documentary and short film, the fiction film. So a documentary is always aims to capture and convey real life events, situations. For example, like a situation is that all the way you traveled from UK to Pakistan under the Pak UK mobility project. So, and you are here and you are witnessing the culture, diversity, the different kind of faculty members, students. So you are also experiencing the diversity, and obviously that's why we talk about equity, diversity, and inclusion. So when you when come across with different situations, events, or stories, so sometime it's not obviously scripted. You go. It's just like a fly on the wall. Like the camera is mounted on the wall, and without any intervention, the CCTV cameras are recording the real time events. I mean, no intervention is there. If there is for example, outside this campus on the road, if an accident happens, the CCTV cameras capture that event in real time. So that is reality. I mean, we are not. Nobody is staging, or nobody is organizing that event, positive or negative. So it presents the truth and reality as it occurs. So you can't intervene in documentary, in factual films. You cannot, as a filmmaker, it's your prime responsibility to transmit the reality. I mean, what you have seen through your eyes, you're supposed to transmit to the audience without any intervention, without any, you cannot, alter that reality. You cannot, you have to pass through it transparently. So documentaries, serve as a variety of purpose, such as they inform the audience, they educate the people, they raise the awareness, and at times they also entertain. For example, like it's if I I used to watch People and Places on National Geographic Channel. I mean, I love to watch those film documentary series. Why? Because I was very much interested in exploring different cultures, different places, and different customs, norms, and values in societies. So it's again sometime and information can be entertainment for some other person. Like if I used to watch that film not for information, maybe that visual, that documentary gratifies my needs. So I watch those films as an entertainment for me. Similarly, I mean, they are powerful medium. They are powerful medium to influence the opinion. They are sometimes different countries use documentary films as propaganda movies. In after Second World War, I mean, there was so many films. Which those film influenced the public mind's opinion, injected particular agenda into the heads of the people. So according to their own, I mean, state-owned policy. So sometimes it happens, but the for me, like for every country, their perspective when they showcase, when they propagate through films, through reality films, they they are purposely projecting that agenda uh, uh, as an objective for them. Maybe for us, those propaganda movies are for example, they are subjective, but for for example, I can give you an example. In recent time, the world witnessed the atrocities on the Palestine, the people. I mean, how Israel are, bombarding. I mean, killing the innocent peoples in Gaza. So, but there are different, school of thoughts on that. I mean, for some countries, I mean, we can't say, they are exercising their self-defense rights, and then for some other countries' point of view, I mean, war which they have started against a particular, the Muslims. So yeah, it document to me as a filmmaker. The most important thing is we have to transparently, treat the actuality. That's more important thing. Please, the next slide. So when we start when we plan to make a documentary, we always plan with an idea. Idea stipulates what you intend to do actually. So, for example, if I want to make a documentary on a pair of shoes, for example, what comes in your mind? For example, if there is a word like shoes, and I have assigned you to write down a creative idea on shoes, and you have to make a documentary on shoes, what is the first thing will come in your mind?
History. Yes, evolve how the
How
footwear has evolved.
footwear.
Yeah.
And
The history of footwear.
history of?
History of footwear and
Okay.
crochet, so.
And what is your take on this?
I just imagine people running a race or something.
Running the. It means what I wanted to tell you. So different point of views. I mean, different perspective, different angle to view a certain reality. I mean, she's also right. I mean, she wants to make a documentary film on, for example, joggers or racing, different types of joggers or sneakers or you will you will showcase in your documentary the evolutionary process of the footwear. So, it's very subjective. An idea, it's the idea which, tell the story. So you will seek that information from different sources. Like you can also get information, the factual information, from the concerned government departments. You can also get information through the local administration or through your observation. You can also, reflect in your script the experiential learning, and through books, through internet. So there are so many sources of information. But what you need to do is you have to, angle that research. You have to organize that research and angle the idea. For example, if my research, if let's say I am going to make documentary on footwear, evolution of the footwear, then obviously there will be different kinds of footwear, and obviously the evolutionary it also like depends on the evolutionary process depends on region to region. Like for example, in West, people wear different kinds of shoes and like to wear different kind of formal, informal shoes. How they started historically in East, we like to wear different kind of shoes, and how we started and how our forefathers started, that is evolution. And scripting. Why scripting is very important? After research, you have to angle your idea to a particular, to particular direction, as we talked about earlier.
Can't go down a rabbit hole, can we?
Wow.
We have to be
Yes, we
organized.
have to be very organized, focused, so that we can create a different kind of, a film for the audience. Because we also need to create, we want to create an impact through our film. So next. Okay, so there are different elements of documentary script. For example, the introduction. Introduction sets the stage for the documentary. It's the opening segment that introduces the audience to the subject matter and provides the context. For example, in a documentary about climate change, the introduction might feature stunning visuals of melting glaciers and a brief overview of the issue. So it means in the beginning of your film, you have established that this film is all about, climate change. The second, narrative structure, because structured content is very important to understand for the audience. If the content is not structured or not sequenced, obviously there will be flaws and there will be very difficult for the audience to understand your concept. That is also again very important. The narrative structure outlines how the story unfolds. Either you are using the linear approach of the film in the film, or you are using the non-linear approach. For example, you are in the beginning. You start with an introduction of the climate change, then you go to a case study, bring her or bring him in the film, and then you go somewhere else with the facts, with the narration, and then you will incorporate another story in the film. There are different way to connect the story. Interviews are also very important. Like interviews are a common component in the documentaries. The feature individuals who offer inside opinion, expert opinions regarding the subject, and personal experience related to the subject. For example, if I am going, well, obviously I am making the documentary on Park UK Mobility Project. I am going to interview you about. I'm going to ask you about your experience at Lahore College for Women University. I mean, what was your expectation when you, I mean, took flight and when you were preparing for this visit, and now after experiencing your tour here at Lahore College. So, what is your opinion? What is your reflection on this visit? So, interviews are obviously relevant people, relevant people. So, you people are relevant in this subject. So, in a documentary about humanitarian crisis, interviews with survivors and aid workers can provide first-hand accounts and emotional depth. So, the core concept in interview section is always incorporate relevant people, relevant people's insights in your documentary. Again, the voiceover. The voiceovers are narration that provides information, context, or commentary. They help guide the audience through the story. Obviously, while narrating the film, obviously the visual will be relevant to that narration. And how you write that, voiceover, that will be your research. That will reflect in narration. So visual components also very important. Visual elements encompasses the footages, the images, the graphics used in the documentary. They contribute to the visual storytelling. As like, for example, if we are making your documentary, I'll be, for example, I'll start with your visit from UK. How, I mean, you were preparing, how you were excited before your visit, and then obviously sequencing. This is called sequencing. Structured content. We can call it structured content. Research about your profiles, about your universities, about your subject will be will be penned down in a brief manner for a voiceover, describing your research area, describing your profiles, and telling the audience your area of interest, and then your visit. So next, case selection in documentary is very important. Like the selection of cases in a documentary typically depends on the subject matter. For example, for example, three scholars are visiting here in Pakistan. If like I am going to select a case study, for me, Nettie will be different. Why? Because she is a grandmother. Why? I mean, she owns her, she runs her own business. I mean, there's different factors. For example, you will be different in, I mean, you have different points to be featured. Similarly, Isha will have different, key points to be incorporated. So each story, each case study will have a different impact on the minds of the audience. This documentary filmmakers carefully choose cases that best represent and highlight the central theme or message they want to convey to their audience. Means relevance, as we talked about earlier, the relevance with the subject matter, diversity. You are from Maldives, she is from UK, and Isha is from Pakistan, studying in UK. So there are diversity and inclusion also. Impactful stories, like impactful story. I mean, the motivational story for the for the Pakistani women, for me, will be like Natty's story. I mean, she is brave. She is, like she runs her own business. She is grand. I mean, its key features are very unique. Expertise again. If I am a climate change expert, obviously my expertise as a filmmaker, my expertise will be relevant to the subject matter. Means that I'll be important in that documentary film to be selected as a case study. Accessible, relatable, and uniqueness. So you will be unique. The case study will be unique so that the case study can get the attention of the audience, because in the end it's all about the impact which you want to create through your film. Next. So after the scripting part, the second part is very important, which is the technical aspects of the documentary. As a filmmaker, you need to know how camera work. As a documentary filmmaker, you need to know how we can record the better quality voice. As a documentary expert, you need to know how we can create the lighting, I mean, it's the ambience through light, how we can spot the character, how we can create the lighting effect, which obviously enhances the impact of the visual. So in today's world, if we are like, these are conventional cameras. We use for these are cameras, not camcorders. These cameras are connected with the CCUs over there in PCR, and we record and adjust the settings of the environment through CCU, camera control units. I mean, we can check the white balance, we can adjust the settings of the color, and we also focus the subject through camera control unit. So these are specially designed for indoor production. And the camera, which is right now recording me, the DSLR, digitally single lens reflex camera, I mean, mostly we use for the B rolls, for the A rolls, for the main footages. So you call it the main footage, the visuals of the documentary. And we also record interviews with these cameras. Now the next technology obviously is the mirrorless technology in DSLRs. It's better one, obviously the 8K, and so on, and the 4K, 6K, 8K. So you, as a scholar or as a user, you have your own phones, so you can, with a better understanding of your visual orientation, you can record through your phone also. You can make documentaries, real stories through your phone also. And you can also record the better sound quality through your phone. How? You have to you have to understand the sound wave travels like this. I'm talking to you, you are listening to me very clearly. For example, I am talking to you, you are listening, but there will be a slight distance, or I'm not clarity, sound quality is not good. Why? Because of the sound waves, because of the direction of my sound. So similarly, the mics are unidirectional mics and omnidirectional mics. Unidirectional mic means the picking pattern of the mic is unidirectional. I mean, this mic will pick the sound or voice from single direction. And there are mics like the general mics who pick the sound from all the direction. That is called the omnidirectional. So sound is very important. These mics are available in market, on online, on very cheap rates. I mean, you can get the mic, Boya mics. If you can spend more money, you have better sound quality of mics. And, there are DJI mics, Rod mics. Similarly, there are so many, variety available in the market. So the third aspect or technical aspect in documentary film is light. There are different kinds of light, We can categorize the light on the basis of color temperature. So the main tone is, the fluorescent tone, which is like the bright white light are having a bluish feel right now, having different color temperature. This is the fluorescent light, and the other one is tungsten light, which is a bit technical. I don't want to, engage you people into that technical, so you just need to understand with the help of this light, bright light, the bluish tone, which has the bluish tone, we can easily record the interviews or visuals. Why the light is important? It highlights the main features of the subjects and the objects. For example, if there is no light, camera cannot record anything. So with the three-point lighting principle, we mostly record interviews. And 3-point lighting principle is, for example, if I am here, I am the subject, and you want to lit me up, so you can place the key light, which is the principal source of illumination. You can place the light over there at the 45 degree, and maybe at the 65 or 55 degree, as per as a DOP, you can judge the environment. So you can place the light over there, and that will be the key light, principal source of illumination. If you, through fill light, the second light will be the fill light with lesser watts. You can place over there again at the 45 or 35 or 65, depending upon the room size or the studio size. You can place over there, and that will be the fill light, just to fill the dark area of your subject. So the third light is backlight. You can, from the backside of the character for the subject, you can lit your character. Why you lit the character from the backside? Because you just want to create a difference from the subject and the background. Otherwise, if you don't let the character from the backside, differentiate between these two, subject and background. So next, obviously, the camera work involves. I have told you. I can read it. Camera work involves decisions related to shot composition, framing, camera movements. I would like to share with you what is frame. Frame is the basic picture unit. A still image is called frame. It's a basic picture unit. And when we combine 25 frames together, they'll form a shot, one movement shot, 1 second shot. You will experience in your phone, like if you record a a visual, a 2-second, a 3-second visual, a short, and then you want to eliminate or you want to cut it, I want to edit that, some of the irrelevant stuff from that visual. You feel that there's so many frames displaying together. So a shot is basically one continuous action that can be seen without any interruption, that can be seen by the camera without any interruption. So that is short. So 25 frames will make 1 second shot, and there are different shots. They will make a scene. In one scene, there are different shots, and there are different scenes. They will make a sequence, and there are different sequence. They'll make one act, and the 3 acts. When we combine in 3 acts, they'll make a story from intro to the climax and resolve. So lighting sets the mood, atmosphere for a scene, influencing how the audience interprets the content. Similarly, sound in documentary filmmaking includes both dialogues, interviews, narration. We talked about it. Editing is the process, which is a very important process, the post-production side. Editing is the process of selecting, arranging, and manipulating recorded footage to create a coherent narrative. This is very important, a coherent narrative, because that coherent narrative will create an impact in the minds of the audience. Either you are making a film, educational film, or informative film, or a film on entertainment. So the pacing of editing influences the audience emotional experience, transitions, cuts, fade, dissolves, guide viewers from one scene to another. The use of B-roll, sporting footage can provide context and visual interest. So basically, the raw footage which you have recorded through your camera, you will put that recorded footage on the timeline of your computer, and then you can eliminate irrelevant footages, and you can create your own sequence with voiceover, with background music, and with interviews. So next, I think it's almost done. Recorded human emotions. Genuine human emotions are the heart and the soul of a compelling documentary. They create a connection between the subject matter and the audience. Authentic emotions convey the human experience, making the documentary relatable and emotionally engaging. Like if you are filming, or if you are making a documentary on the journey of a athlete, or for example a mountaineer, obviously that sorry. Oh, sorry. That's okay. Sorry. Really sorry. You through your camera, through your film, you have to connect the audience with the subject. You have to engage the audience. You have to, the audience must feel, emotional connect with the subject matter. That will be only possible if you creatively design and creatively shoot your case study. And sometime you use close shots, medium shots, close shots to showcase or to register your subject miseries, your subject happiness, your subject, whatever he or she is trying to depict through, through your expression. So, emotionally connected audience will obviously we will be the award for the documentary filmmaker. So, next, technique, how we can, how we can record the emotions. The candid interviews, conducting candid interviews allows subject to speak freely and express their true emotions. Documentaries often build rapport with interviews to make them comfortable enough to open up about their experience. Observational shooting involves capturing subject in their natural environments or during real life situation. I'll try to, I would like to quote here the Animal Planet stories, the observational stories of the animals connect the audience emotionally with the pets, with the animals, with the wild animals. Next. So, summarizing the key points, recap the main points of the presentation, including the importance of script writing, means your idea should be very creative, should be organized. I mean, should you as a filmmaker, you should be very clear-headed. Your focus should be very clear towards your idea, what you are going to make and showcase to your audience. Technical aspects, camera, light, and obviously the sound, the key parts. Capturing genuine emotions, case selection in documentary filmmaking is also very important, because if as a filmmaker you have multiple choices in your film, then as a filmmaker you have to be very, critically vigilant to whom you are going to pick for your case, pick her or him as a case study in your film. So that's it. The power of documentary in shedding light on real stories, issues, and human experience. Actually, there are different types of documentary. Like there are poetic documentaries, there are observational documentaries, there are some participatory documentaries, there are some reflexive documentaries. It again depends which type of documentary you are going to make. For example, I am going to show you in the now after this presentation the poetic documentary, which uses metaphors, symbols, colors, and so many things, and the music and the background and case studies in a very, romantic and very, creative, poetic way. Why? Just to engage the audience. You are also telling the people about the culture of like Lahore through your film, the culinary culture, the food culture, but in a creative manner, which in the beginning of my session, I told you, it's creative treatment. Truth is there, fact is there, reality is there, but you have to treat that reality creatively. Because why people, would like to watch your film? If it is not creative, they will not watch your film. They will watch some other bad stories. Some other renowned director film. If I have to engage the audience, I'll be very creative. Actually, when you plan an idea, when you conceive an idea, and obviously you don't have camera at that time, and you start researching, you systematic, through systematic way, you're trying to, to get the different facts about that idea through, through internet, through books, through visiting there, through observation, through experience. You write down. Then you, after Reckian research, we call it a Reckian research. After hunting locations, after research, now you have a proper document to organize your concept. If, like, for example, I will not make any documentary which will be out of my range or my capacity. I don't want. I would like to make a documentary on the debris of the Titanic, but I can't go there. It's too expensive. So I'll not. I would like to, for example, if I'm making a documentary on smoke, which is the prevalent issue of our society in today's time. So obviously, I'm not, a climate expert. I would definitely I would like to read different research articles on smoke. We'll collect the data, findings from those research articles, and then I'll consult with an expert of climate change, and I will also, collect the data from the transport department of Lahore. How many vehicles are daily, commuting in and out around Lahore? I will definitely, the Environmental Protection Authority of this province will give me the total number of, the Brooklyn, the emissions, the carbon emissions. There have been so many other, substances which are quite harmful for the climate, for mankind, and for also this, the environment. After collecting all the data, now I will structure that data according to my, idea. I will try to, relate. I will try to use that data. I've tried to fix the information into my idea. And then I will make the shooting script. Okay, in the beginning, I want to have, the aerial shots of Lahore, for example. Aerial shots, the roads, traffic shots, the noise, and in the montage, I would like to show different, the life at Lahore, the modern life, the, a very old Lahore city, I would like to mention. So these shots will be written in the beginning, along with the generic, along with the, intro lines. And then I will find a story, a case study, who is affected by the smoke, and she or he is suffering from that particular disease, and she is fighting for the life. And this is one case study to connect the audience emotionally. And the second one, I am also going to give people the hope, how they can, how they can protect themselves with this menace, the problem, the issue, the smoke. So how we can tell the audience with an expert opinion, the interview, a doctor, a lung specialist can tell the people to wear the mask when they go outside, and try to, drink water as much as you can. So, so these are different, ways we can create our story impactful. The more you incorporate the facts, the truth, the case study, the more will be impact of your film. As a filmmaker, it's your prime responsibility to be objective,
Not biased.
not biased. To transmit or transfer the reality as it is, without any intervention, without any, biased lens. So you always balance the opinion. For example, if a person, for example, if I'm making a documentary on certain, different sects in Pakistan and how we are suffering from the sectarian violence. So obviously, if I am going to, uh, develop an argument for the audience that certain, the sects are, they are not bad. They follow their own ideology. Just try to be peaceful. Don't get influenced by the missionary, the Molvi. So read books, read, your own, read Quran or read Bible, and follow that and interpret. So do research. I will always try to balance the film or the subjectivity by giving equal time. Like if, for example, I'm giving 30 seconds to a Shia sect, I'll be giving 30 seconds to a Ahle Hadith sect, the opponent sect, Wahhabi sect, some other sect, to present their argument. So by giving, obviously, as a filmmaker, you should not be biased or inclined towards a particular sect. If I'll be inclined, I will try to, highlight or try to project the opinion of a certain sect more, powerfully through my bias by giving extra time or by giving extra shots, extra visuals, or extra voiceover time.
So how do you remove that bias?
By giving equal time. Equal time. I mean, if I am going to give you 20 seconds, I'll give her 20 seconds also. So 20 seconds are yours, and you are going to narrate, or you are going to tell the people through argument, what you are and what you think about a certain, towards an issue. A person can appear in front of the camera, can read the argument sometime, can bridge the story through different walkthrough films are the example of, a person appearing in the camera along with the participatory approach. For example, if I am as a tourist making a documentary on K2 base camp, obviously I'll be in the film. I'm traveling from UK to Lahore or Islamabad, then I'm going to take flight from Islamabad to Sakardu, and then I will hire a jeep from Sakardu to Ascoli, and then I will hire a porter along with the animal, and then I will travel. So I am there in the film. So I am not, my camera again, it depends how, perfect or how committed you are as a filmmaker, because you are not going to portray the bad side of your, if you are going to show with certain attention, you are going to show the negative of that particular area. That means you are already biased. You are not a filmmaker. You are biased, and you are going to showcase, or you are going to portray the bad and negative image of. So there are so many ways to tell the people, to tell the world about the society. That's why we are in today's time, we talk about equity, diversity, and inclusion.